Hey there, boys and girls, and welcome to episode 286 of Sonic Boom TV. This is the Target buy two get one free episode. I found out about Target having a sale that was 2 for 1 or buy two get one free records sale. It was actually records or books or anything in that section, I guess. CDs. I don't know. But found out about it yesterday, and it ended yesterday. It was Friday on with March 27th, I guess it was. So I think it was a week-long thing, but I didn't find out about it till Friday. But I decided I'm just going to go right over there and see what they got. And it was quite disappointing because Target's vinyl section has gotten so terrible. I mean, it's only got... At this point, it's got mainly what the newest pop singers are, like Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez or whatever. I don't know, those kind of people. You know, that stuff that's so many copies out there that you know, if you can't find it, you're not trying. But they don't have much of anything else. I mean, there's a couple rap ones they had. They have like the classic like mainstay albums, I guess. You know, there's Nirvana's Nevermind, and there's Metallica, Master of Puppets, because those things have been super popular over time, and so as far as any kind of rock stuff, not much. They had a bunch of Michael Jackson stuff. I think they had Off the Wall, Thriller, one of the other ones. The one he's laying down, I think. I don't know. Maybe that's Off the Wall. I don't know. But there was like 3 Michael Jacksons. They had his hits one, and then they had a couple things that I didn't want because which surprised me. They had like 3 different Deftones albums. I don't really like Deftones. I like the first album when it came out around the Fur. They had that one. They had the one with the seashell thing on it, and then they had the new one. And I didn't want any of those. So that was 3 that were thrown out right there. The Metallica and the Nirvana already own. You know, there wasn't a whole lot. There maybe was 30 different albums total, maybe. But I went around and I was like, okay, I'm gonna see if I can get 3 out of this. I don't know how, but I'm going to. And one I had to just say, okay, I'm going to get it, even though I've said many times in the past I'm not going to buy this album. But I'll start with that one, actually. So I got my 3. So the one that I've said in the past that I wouldn't buy because I do like this album. I think it's a really good album, but I don't really like anything that they did after this. And that is The Killers' Hot Fuss. It's got this Obi strip thing here. Even though it's a Target exclusive, it's limited edition 1 LP Bone 20th anniversary limited edition bone colored vinyl, the band's iconic debut album featuring the hit singles Mr. Brightside, Somebody Told Me, All These Things That I've Done, and Smile Like You Mean It. I really like this album, but I've talked myself out of it so many times, you know, in the past, and because I was getting buy two get one free. And these were $24.99 each starting. I think it ended up being like 16 something a piece when I was done. So it's got the track listing right there on the strip as well as the back cover. You know, I don't mind having this. I just, like I said, I didn't want to buy it because I wasn't going to buy any of their others. You know, because I haven't heard everything, but the stuff I've heard, I didn't like it. It went in a direction that I didn't want to follow. But I'll take this one now that I have it, and I'll listen to it on occasion. So we've got inner sleeve with band photo. Not too shabby. Bone is basically off-white. The track listing. And we got the red center on that side. So pretty good. It's you know, got some hits, bangers as they say. The bangers. All right. So that was that. But the first one I saw that I wanted, even though I haven't seen the season of this yet, because I had to get rid of my Netflix, which I'm going to get back in sometime in the near future. But music from season 5 of the Netflix series Stranger Things: One Last Adventure, and it's a Target exclusive. Now, only at Target. See Blue Smoke vinyl. Now, as far as I know, the other albums, because I have the first 2 or 3 season soundtracks. I think I have all 3 of the first 3, and I'm missing 4. I think those were all on 2 LPs. So I don't know if this is like an edited down version, or if this is the way it just came out with these songs. But it's got 13 songs on it, and I'll read them off. Rockin' Robin by Michael Jackson. I Think We're Alone Now, Tiffany. Fernando Alba. Mr. Sandman, The Chordettes. Pretty in Pink, The Psychedelic Furs. Heroes, David Bowie. The Trooper by Iron Maiden. Here Comes Your Man by Pixies. Shaboom by The Chords. Oh Yeah by Yellow. Human Cannonball by Butthole Surfers. Heart and Soul by Floyd Kramer. And Sweet Jane by Cowboy Junkies. Which that's a cover for sure. But I like these songs. I mean, even the goofy pop ones, I still like those from when I was a kid. So we've got printed inner sleeve, photos from the stuff. And then that, and I think we've got some fancy. Yeah, that vinyl looks nice. Record on the blue with the black and red label. What color did I say it was? Sea Blue Smoke vinyl. So that, yeah, it's nice. It's a pretty color. So this one will be good to check out. I think the second side is probably better than the first. Maybe not. I don't know, but it's got Iron Maiden on it, so you can't go wrong with that. I feel like they probably put that in since Metallica worked so good for them on the season 4 that they had to try to repeat that act with that with another metal god or whatever you want to call it. And the last one I got, which I saw but I thought was going to be a lot more than $24.99, and it was one that I've wanted, but just never got around to buying it in any format until now. And it's Jeff Buckley's Grace. Does it say Grace on it? Yeah, it says Grace right there. This guy, he drowned like right after this album came out. I think this is the story. I know he died, and he was supposed to be a big deal. Well, we only got this. And but the main song is Hallelujah, which is a Leonard Cohen song that he covered, and it's probably the best version of that song that there'll ever be, and it's really, really good. So, but I've heard most of this before, so I'm glad I got it. I thought it said $36.99, and I didn't want to pay $36.99 for it, and then have to get my free one being a 24. So I tried to keep them all at $24.99, and when I found the price tag, it was the 24, so it worked out. Then we've got an inner thing with a photo and some liner notes. I don't know if it says who else is in this band, or in his band, I should say. Jeff Buckley, vocals and guitars, harmonium, organ, dulcimer, additional. Nick Grondale on bass, Matt Johnson on drums and percussion, and something, I can't read it. Michael, looks like Tighe, Ty, and Gary Lucas. That motorcycle outside scared the crap out of me, just by the way. And that's about it for that. So black vinyl. It's got a nice sleeve, whatever to call it, polyline sleeve. this, you know, it's a good album. The only one song I really know is Hallelujah, because that was the big hit. But you know, from what I remember hearing, I like the rest that I heard too. So it'll be a good album to have. Finally, I guess this came out in the '90s, '94. So yeah, so guy probably would have been a big star had he not passed away. So that's the three I got from Target. As far as around here, Target and the Walmart vinyl sections have gone way down. They've added some CDs, but there's nothing. There's hardly anything there too. And I know people are trying to say that CDs are making a comeback, which I don't doubt. But they're not in those stores. There's not much. You know, and the pricing on them is so weird. But I wouldn't suggest going to Target looking for anything unless there's a sale, or you go to the you find the section where the clearance is, because the clearance stuff is not necessarily stuff they've had on the shelf. I've noticed that several times. I go in there and I've seen albums that I've never seen in any Target in the store. So they probably come from other stores, or maybe they had them online and they're just trying to get rid of them, so they put them in this store. But finding the clearance section at Target is ridiculous. Walmart, I've never seen records on clearance, that weren't in the regular section. So I'm almost through shopping there, just because there's not enough selection and it's mostly modern pop. I don't have any problems with their records or the quality of them or anything like that, because people will try to say, oh, they sound terrible. They do not sound terrible. They sound just like anybody else's records that you get from the record store or online or wherever. It's just the selection is so poor for me anyway. I mean, if I was into pop stuff from now, yeah, I might be able to find a few things, but Billie Eilish doesn't do it for me. So that's that. I got 3 records from Target for $16 something a piece, $16.99 maybe a piece. So that worked out pretty good. And that's it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.